What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for another bit of content for you guys. And yes, we are under a week to go till the season starts, so we thought we'd bring you a squad overview. Yes, I know the squad hasn't finished reforming yet, but we'll bring you one now, and we'll bring you an updated one at the end of the transfer window. So let's take a look at the squad, see where we need to upgrade, see where we can get rid of a few players, see where we want to bring a few players in, and yeah, we'll see where we go from there. And I want to know all your opinions in the comment section below. So Sim, shall we get into this?
I'm ready.
You ready?
We haven't improved too much, but I'm looking to see where we can go from now to the end of the window, and maybe we can plug a few gaps. Because I remember last time we did the squad overview, we plugged a lot more gaps than we thought, but it still didn't turn out well. So we'll see how this one goes. All
right, well, let's go start off with the goalkeepers. As you can see on screen now, we've got new signing in Pierluigi Golini, we've got Hugo Lloris, and we've got Alfie Whiteman as our third goalkeeper. Yeah. The way I assess it is Alfie Whiteman actually really impressed me during pre-season. The first time I've ever seen him impress me, really. Golini also has impressed me in the times I've seen him play in pre-season. Hugo Lloris is obviously going to be number one this season, but he is going into his final year of his contract back. When you assess it in terms of going into this season, I mean, we're completely fine in that position, aren't we?
Yeah, it's one of the more simple positions for Spurs to assess at the beginning of the season. I think you've got Golini and Lloris going for number one. Obviously, it allows as well if Lloris does get injured, at least we have a ready-made player who's ready to be number one, or believes he's ready to be number one. A player who played, for the top four team, third best team in Italy last season as their number one, keeping the third most clean sheet. So, yeah, I think we're pretty well stocked in goalkeeping positions. It looks like it's going to be Lloris's last season, but going to the season, I'm happy with where we are in the goalkeeping department.
Is there any possibilities this season that Golini can overplace Lloris?
Yep.
You think so?
Yeah, if Lloris gets injured.
I mean, injuries aside, based on pure goalkeeping ability.
I don't think so. I don't think just yet. I think seeing this as Lloris's last season, I think he'll want to make it a memorable one. He'll want to go out with a, in a good way. And I think he'll be a strong season for Lloris, who I think was very underrated last season. And I don't see him being number one just this year. I see him maybe getting a few more games than people maybe anticipate, but I think Lloris is going to be number one for sure.
All right, let's move over to the next position, which is right back. And this is probably one of our least favoured positions. I mean, we've got Matt Doherty, we've got Serge Aurier, we've got Japhet Tanganga, who's not really a natural right back. Tanganga's been bouted out for a loan this season. Serge Aurier has been trying to leave Tottenham for about 2 years now. And Matt Doherty, hasn't showed us too much as of yet in a Spurs shirt.
Yeah, so this is a big problem position for us, isn't it? This is one of the ones where we're thinking, wow, we need big upgrades. It's the
problem position right now, isn't it?
You look at those three right backs, you're thinking, I'm not really comfortable. Yes, Tanganga had a great game against Arsenal. I'm not going to bash him, but I'm just saying I'm not comfortable with any of those three right now being our number one centre back, right back. So it's a position where ideally we want to get rid of Doherty and Aurier and get two in. That's not practical, I don't think, at this stage of the window, unfortunately. I think it's a case of probably getting rid of one of them, so it looks like it's going to be Aurier. And we need definitely at least one right back. Ideally, we need two. That'll be perfect. But at least one we need, that's for sure, and then get Aurier out.
The way I look at it, I think come 31st of August, the three right backs we'll have in the squad, I think Japhet is going to stay. I think Doherty's going to stay. I think Aurier is going to go, and we'll bring in Tomiyasu. So I think those are the three right backs going into the season.
That's how I envisage it as well. In a perfect world, Doherty goes, we get another maybe more attacking right back, because
Tomiyasu's... Nice little Dumfries.
Yeah, Tomiyasu's defensive. So if you get like an Aarons or a Dumfries or a Lamptey, or if we put a buyback clause in Kyle Walker-Peters' contract, get him back in. Well, that didn't happen.
Would you take KWP back right now?
Why not? I think he's quite good.
He was at the Arsenal game.
Yeah, he was. You know what? I've actually been impressed with him at Southampton. I must say, impressed with him more than I thought I would be. And I don't think he's like... I still think he would be a player if we brought in now. We would have to improve maybe in a couple of years' time. But I think he's probably improvement on what we have. So I wouldn't mind him right now.
Yeah, interesting. So yeah, right back is definitely a position that we need strengthening in. Ideally two, but most definitely one. Let's move over to the left backs. This is a position which I don't see much change in from now until the end of the transfer window. It's Reguilon, Davis and Sessegnon. I mean, it's been known to the press. I mean, Ali Gold has said it a number of times that Nuno very much rates Sessegnon. Reguilon is our first choice left back, and Ben Davis will be there to fill in as and when. He can fill in as a centre back, he can fill in as a left back. Do you still think Ben Davis is going to be here by the end of the window?
Yeah, unfortunately I do. Not well. I say unfortunately. I don't think he's a terrible player, but I just think if any of them is going to leave, it's going to be Davis. I'm actually quite excited about our left back options. To be fair, because I think we've got a nice balance of up and coming, youth talent like Sessegnon, who's ready to challenge the first team, an established player like Reguilon, and then Davis, who's can kind of fill in when we need a left back to kind of be maybe a bit more defensive. So I think we've got good options there. But I think Davis. I mean, I think we're going to be asking for at least 10 million for him, and unless someone comes in for him right now, I have a feeling. And also, I think he likes being at Tottenham. I think he knows he's not going to get much more better than Tottenham. And to be fair to Davis, over the past few seasons, he's had more than enough playing time. Although we're not happy with him, he's probably happy with the amount of playing time he gets.
Yeah.
So there's no real reason for him to force his way out. Is anyone going to come in for him for 10 million?
Probably
I don't know.
Probably not.
I think he's probably still going to be here. Now, we're probably not desperate to sell him.
Yeah.
It's probably one of those things. If a team comes in for him, we'll be fine. But we're not desperate to. He's not on the transfer list or anything like that.
Do you think that we let Sirkin go a bit too early?
It's hard to say, but he's an ambitious boy. Credit to him, I think. So from what was being said about him, I think probably, yeah, but it's not up to us. I think when a player's that age and he's desperate to leave to get first team football, I think you've got to allow him to move.
True. All right, let's move over to the centre-backs. It was a position, that let us down majorly last season. We're going in with these four centre-backs at the moment: Christian Romero, Joe Rodon, Eric Dyer and Davinson Sanchez. The way I look at it is you get rid of one of Sanchez or Dyer and you bring in another top-quality centre-back, and then I'm happy with it, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that's the reality. I don't think we're getting rid of both Sanchez and Dyer, especially after getting rid of Toby already. Already freshened up the centre-back position there. Romero's a great buy. Hopefully he can acclimatise and be that centre-back we really need, that upgrade that we really need. So there's a lot of pressure on his shoulders going into the season, a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
But I think that thinking about... the other two, Sanchez, I think obviously Rodon has only been there 1 year, but thinking about Sanchez and Dyer, they let us down badly last season. But you've got to hope that being with a new centre-back partner, Romero, maybe they can up their game, or maybe they could be a bit better than when they were together, which is when they struggled badly. And maybe with Romero's aggressive style and a bit more pace, maybe you can help cover some of their mistakes, or you can help improve them. You got to look at the positives. So I think Sanchez and I've got a really nasty feeling that both of them are going to stay. I've got a feeling they will. In a perfect window, both of them go and we get two new centre-backs in, but it's not going to be a perfect window. So I think one of them will go and then we'll get a new centre-back. I don't know who it's going to be.
I think that out of those two, Dyer and Sanchez, I think I would prefer Dyer to stay than Sanchez. I think that playing Sanchez and Romero together could be a bit too aggressive from the centre-backs, and they both like to step up, you know what I mean? And Dyer could be that towering centre-back next to a Romero. Yes, I know he makes a lot of mistakes, but on his day, he can be a very good centre-back, can't he?
Yeah, definitely. And I think by and large, also, you got to remember Dyer's is like part of the furniture at Tottenham. He's got he's part of the squad a bit more than maybe Sanchez is. So I think at the moment, Sanchez... You could probably fetch more money as well for Sanchez. You got to remember that as well. So I think out of the two, you'd probably want Sanchez to leave. But apparently Sanchez has come back in confident mood. So maybe Levy might think save money signing a new centre back and just keep him.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, if Levy's going to make a decision based on the Arsenal friendly, they'll both stay, won't they? Because they both had really good games.
They did. But yeah, I think it's definitely a position we need to improve on, even with Romero, 100%. So I'm not quite happy with our options. But we'll see what it looks at the end of the window. But I think we definitely need another one.
All right, let's move on to central midfield. A lot of players in this position. We've got Moussa Sissoko, Ollie Skip, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, Tanguy Ndombele, Giovanni Lo Celso and Harry Winks. For me, the first that needs to go is Moussa Sissoko.
Yeah. Then
Harry Winks. And then you got to look at the Tanguy Ndombele situation and see if you can sort of kind of rectify it, bring him on side, kind of change his mentality because we've already said it how big quality he has, second to none potentially in Europe. So I mean, ideally in an ideal world, I'll keep Ndombele. Probably for one more year to try get him back on side. But if Harry Winks and Moussa Sissoko goes, is Ndombele, Lo Celso, Skip and Højbjerg enough to take us through the season?
Ndombele, Lo Celso, Skip, and Højbjerg. 4. No, it's probably not because we're playing 4-3-3. Yeah, ideally you kind of want 6 or at least 5. So, is that enough? You probably want another one in there.
Another one or another 2?
No, another one.
Okay.
Another one. At least 5, I think. How many is that? Højbjerg,
Yeah,
Skip.
it's 4 at the moment.
Højbjerg, Skip, and Ndombele, Lo Celso.
Yeah.
4.
Yeah.
I think you probably want another one. I think if you're playing 4-3-3, I think you probably want another one to stop him being.
Also, he's bringing Delhi back into that position a lot as well.
That's also true, but that is also true. So you got that option. I think at this point in time, Winks is staying. So sorry to say, but I think he is. I don't see him.
Sorry,
moving.
not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. Exactly. I think Winks is going to be in the squad for next season. So I think with Sissoko going, I think you've got 6 there. You've got Winks, Skip, Ndombele, Lo Celso, Delhi. And who's at Højbjerg. So that's 6 right there. And to be fair, I think there's a nice balance there. Maybe you're thinking defensively, you've only got really Højbjerg and Skip. Is that enough to cover? Maybe you're thinking there's probably better options at other teams. You've got Rodri at Man City, and you've got maybe Jordan Henderson, Liverpool. Maybe actually, from a defensive point of view, it's not terrible.
No.
Maybe it's all right. I think it's actually quite a nice balance, to be fair.
I like that midfield. I do like it as a balanced midfield, but I personally think Winks is going this window. I genuinely believe that.
To who? Who's going to pay the 20 million?
I got a feeling Villa could. I got a feeling Southampton could. I got a feeling, one of those in that kind of area. Maybe even Everton could. You know what I mean? They've all got the money.
Maybe. I don't know. I've just got a feeling he's staying.
But look, we'll see how it plays out. Nobody knows exactly what's going to happen to him, but I got a feeling he's going. But we'll see what happens.
There's no proper rumours about it.
No, there's not. But there's been no proper rumours about Bryan Gil, and we suddenly signed him. And there was no proper rumours about Lautaro Martinez, and we barely had a fee agreed. So things can happen behind the scenes, especially with Paratici. So I got a feeling he's going. I could be wrong, but I got a feeling him and Sissoko are both going to go.
I think that's wishful thinking.
And maybe it's wishful thinking, but we'll see what happens by the end of the window. But as it stands, they are in the squad, so we got to talk about them.
Yeah, I think it's a nice balance. I think maybe you could either.
I do think one more though.
I think you could probably do with one more, but I think in terms of defensively, you got Højbjerg, Skip. From a creation possession point, you've got Ndombele and you've got Lo Celso, and you've got Winks as well. So I think there's a nice balance there. To be fair, I do think one more would be perfect, but I think if you go into next season with supplementing Skip in there, I think we're fairly strong.
All right, let's move over to the attacking midfield options. We got Dele Alli, Lucas Moura, Heung-min Son, Steven Bergwijn, and Bryan Gil. Seeing as only 2 of these players are probably going to play at any one time, right? With a 4-3-3.
Yeah, you'd think. Well, if unless Dele drops back, yeah.
Yeah. What I'm saying is two attacking midfielders at one time.
Yeah.
Not those players, but the positioning.
Yeah.
So you have Son on the left and then one other on the right. Whether it would be Moura, probably start the season, Lucas Moura. I kind of feel we need an upgrade on Lucas Moura.
You're not a Moura-sexual.
I am a Moura-sexual. That's the thing. I am a Moura-sexual. I do really like him, but I just think he's left wanting sometimes.
I know. I kind of agree. I love Lucas, and I think he's got such good talent about him, and I do like him being part of the squad. I just feel like we could do with that. I think we could do another one. I think when you got Gil, Bergwijn, Lucas, Son battling for those kind of 2 positions, I think Dele's more battling for the 3 in the middle. Actually, to be fair,
yeah.
So I think you got those 4 battling for the 2. I don't know. I feel like when you compare them to the options of the sides above us, I don't know if maybe you got Son there, but I don't know if the other 3 kind of stack up right now in terms of the quality you need.
But if you add Kane into the mix, then it really does stack up, though, doesn't it? Because you've got
the strike of the front 3,
2 world-class players.
When
there.
it's the front 3, yeah, it does. Yeah. But it's in a perfect world, we upgrade on Lucas. There is rumours we're going to go for another creative player or attacking player, isn't there? So we've been linked with a few wingers. I kind of would want another winger in there, to be fair. I do want one. I do want another one.
Any of those to leave, in your opinion?
Well, if there's anything going to leave, it's going to be either Son or Lucas or Bergwijn, isn't it?
I can't see Lucas leaving. I can't see
one of the
Bergwijn
2
leaving either.
So it's one of the 2.
Yeah.
If anything's going to leave, it can't be anyone else unless Dele's going, but I don't think he is. So because he's going to be too much money. So unless we get an offer for Lucas or Bergwijn, Then
Is there really enough space in the squad for another winger?
With Khiliv through the door, probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not. It's difficult to fit one in.
And I just got three of these players as well, which are natural lefties, and only one which is a natural right.
So it's a bit unbalanced, which worries me a bit. Hopefully, Gil can maybe be transitioned to more of a right player. And we know Bergwijn has played on the right before, but I never feel like he's as comfortable on the right as he is on the left.
Natural right wingers, you know what I mean?
I never feel
that's why Leon Bailey would have been perfect.
Yeah, exactly, because he plays on the right. So, I mean, personally, looking at those attacking options, they're not terrible. They're good. No, they're good. But there's like a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Probably.
6.5, 7. Something like that.
Yeah. Then they're not quite where we need to be, right? Where we want to be. It's one of those where it's probably good enough to go into the season with, but we definitely next summer have to think about upgrading one or two of them.
Yeah.
But I think this season, I don't think we're gonna. I think that's what we're gonna have to go with.
I think that right winger might come at like the last stage of the rebuild, like next summer or something.
Yeah, potentially. But I think right now that's the attacking mids.
Yeah, I kind of agree. And then obviously we go on to the strikers. We got Harry Kane and Dane Scarlett missing out Carlos Vinicius from last year. I mean, how many minutes can Dane Scarlett really play in the league this year?
Not many, I don't think. You can't rely on him. Maybe he'll have a few cameos here and there. Hopefully, more than last season, where he literally only got like 2 or 3 minutes of time in the Premier League. Maybe he can get like a 10-minute cameo or something. But yeah, I don't think he's not going to be starting games. I don't think.
But it's interesting
Conference League he'll probably play.
That he's been completely with the first team the whole of pre-season, where other players that have featured for the first team have been playing for the under-23s, where he hasn't.
Yeah, well, you got Niall John, who's like also been part of the first team.
But Niall John as well, I think. No, him and Niall John are the only two, I think. Everyone else had featured for the under-23s as well. You know, that Amole and all these kind of players that were playing in the earlier pre-season games. Yeah.
So maybe, well, look, Mourinho reckons he's going to be a massive star for the future. So I'm hoping that he gets a few more minutes. We'll obviously see what happens with Kane. Kane's still in the
contract, baby.
Contract.
Harry
Sign
Kane
the
contract.
ting, Harry. We'll see if that happens. Obviously, we don't know what the future holds for Harry Kane. We're still up in the air, isn't it? If Harry Kane stays, and especially if he signs a new contract, I think there'll be a bit of a buoyant mood going around the club if that happens. And then all of a sudden, I do think we'll have the best Harry Kane we can get. And all of a sudden, that attack looks a lot better. If Harry Kane does leave, obviously dependent on who we get in, but it's a lot depleted. So I think overall, the squad isn't as weak as maybe you'd think, but there's still a lot of improvement, especially at the back line.
But back on the strikers just for 1 second, do you think that it's possible that we will bring in a Lautaro Martinez or a Vlahovic if Kane signs the thing?
I mean, I'd like to say yes, I would, but I just know Levy, and it's probably no.
We know Levy, and Levy would never put in a 70 million bid for Lautaro Martinez.
He's probably offering him on loan or something, knowing Levy. Although what we did last year, actually, the price tags, how much we can build some money for the sales.
Yeah.
So if we look at how much we could build, and maybe we could see, even without selling Harry Kane, how much you reckon we could get from the sales. So if we're getting...
Okay, so right back...
Doherty...
Keep a note of this.
Yeah, okay.
Keep a note of this. Okay. Right back, the first one is Serge Aurier. We're not getting over, 5-10 million?
Let's say 8 million.
8 million for Serge Aurier.
8 million for Aurier.
Are we selling Matt Doherty?
I reckon he's staying, so we're keeping Doherty, unfortunately.
Keeping Doherty and Tanganga. Yeah. Ben Davis?
Okay, let's say we're selling Ben Davis.
Say 10 million for Ben Davis.
Yeah.
Centre backs.
Centre backs. So let's say Sanchez for 30 or 25.
25.
Sanchez for 25.
Yeah. And then centre mids. Winks.
Sissoko first of all for.
Sissoko for 5.
I reckon it's a bit more because he's got 2 years left.
7.
Okay, 7 million for Sissoko. Winks. All right,
Winks 15.
15 million.
Yeah.
Okay.
And attacking mid. No, we're not selling anyone else.
We're not selling Lucas. We're not selling anyone.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so we're keeping.
If we're not selling Doherty, we can't sell Lucas.
Okay, fine. So add that total without selling Kane. We've built up plus 10 plus 25 plus 7 plus 15, 65 million.
Not that much, is it?
That's one player.
That doesn't even sign you Lautaro Martinez.
That's one player pretty
Get
much.
you Vlahovic.
Maybe you could get you Vlahovic, and then, if we want to sign Tomiyasu for 20,
exactly.
if you want to sign another centre back, which we have to for selling Sanchez, and if you want to sign another centre mid,
yeah,
I think the prices are going to have to be higher than that.
Yeah, but they're not going to be. I can't see anyone paying more than what we've said on those players.
I don't think we sell Winks for less than 20. I don't think. I think we asked for 30 for Sanchez, and I think Sissoko, I reckon probably no more than 8 million. I don't think. So you get squeeze a few more million, but that takes up to about 70 something.
Yeah.
So
Still.
it's not much, is it? So do we need to sell Harry Kane maybe to really get the?
I don't know. It depends if we can spend money without selling players.
We've already spent money on Romero. I know it's
well,
a
we
loan.
actually haven't. Though,
yeah,
have
but
we?
we have.
For next year's budget, though, isn't it?
The whole reason is not for us to not spend money. It's because Atalanta can't.
Didn't Ali Gold say that was rubbish, though?
What?
That reasoning that because Atalanta had him on loan and then bought him and then sold him to us, and he said that was rubbish. That's not allowed.
I don't know. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
We did the same with Lo Celso, though, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. And then bought him in January.
Yeah, bought him in January. Look, either way, the money was spending the money. That money, I don't know. I think you have to consider that as money spent, I'm assuming. I don't think we've done it just to save. Maybe we have. That'd be clever, but I'd assuming we've done it to we have to consider that spent money. So I don't know. There's not much to be gained from those players, is there?
No.
So we have to spend the money if we're not going to sell Kane.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what people think in the comment section.
All right, so that is your squad overview. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. We'll bring you an updated version once the transfer window is all said and done. We'll bring that to you on the 1st of September. But thank you everyone for watching today. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.